amazing. Damn. How do I make jokes after that? You reminded me of all the saddest things in the world. Thank you. I really appreciate that. That's what I was hoping for when I came here. Yeah. I missed the comedy, open mic at Wise Guys, and I'm glad, because that was... You know, exploding asshole girl was amazing. Yes, we all like Lisa Kay. I feel like I should tell some jokes, but I'm torn. I'm kind of torn. It's like tell jokes or just ramble meaninglessly. Both are fun. There's pros and cons. If I tell jokes, you guys are gonna get alienated because my jokes are mean. If I tell stories, there won't be any punchlines. And it'll just get very strange. Mean or strange? It's hard to put them both together because if someone's like really strange, like Andy Warhol strange, you can't tell if they're being mean or not. They just say stuff that seems like a total non sequitur. I grew up Catholic. Not like cruel nuns Catholic. It was more like these desks are uncomfortable Catholic. So that's okay Catholic. Your butt hurts, but for the right reasons. I used to play with, like you couldn't bring your action figures into school. So I would just play with my pen and pencil. And they would fight, they would do kung fu moves and stuff. And no teacher ever called me out. Like I'm like seriously, they're like fighting each other. Sound effects are really quiet because I'm in class. And we're talking about like, not algebra, it's before algebra. We're like reading from Little House on the Prairie or whatever that they made us read, so it's like...
And she wondered if she was a real woman yet. She felt like a woman.
It was a strange childhood. That's cool. I grew up in Wheaton, Maryland, which it had a kind of a cool thing happen. Wheaton. It was not really a place. It was just like there's a mall and a park and people live there. Wheaton. You know? And then I went away to college and I stayed away for as long as possible, so a lot of time passed. And I came back maybe like 10 years later. There were so many different ethnicities when I was growing up. It was amazing. There were like Filipinos, there were white people, a lot of white people, some Irish people, a lot of Latin people, my friend from Bolivia. When I came back, it's just like every single store was a tiny little ethnic restaurant. They just had the best food. Now everyone's like, oh, Wheaton? The best food! I just grew up eating Cinnabon, so I agree. The best food. Like the first meal I ever learned how to make was French toast. I peaked early. Where am I going to go from there? It's the best food of all time. I love it. I look up to my little brother because he's like 6 feet tall now, and he's wise. Like gazing into my brother's eyes. I know this sounds gay, and I don't care. I just look in his eyes like. And then it's like the continents shift, movies go on and come off, people grow up, babies are born. I look away. It's like, you've been fired from your job. You didn't show up for 3 years. There's something about his eyes, man. It just kind of takes me to a tranquil place. It's like sitting on the edge of a lake and waiting for the sun to rise. Cool. He's soft-spoken. So like I called my grandmother the other day, but it was really early, I didn't want to wake people up, so I called her. She answers, and I'm like, hello? She's like, Alex? She thought it was my brother, because I was whispering. He never speaks above like a whisper. It's actually really frustrating to talk to him on the phone. For that reason, but I don't FaceTime, because I'm used to peeing while I'm on the phone. And I'm just scared I'll forget myself you know, and you don't want to drop that. I could do some, you guys want to hear some jokes? I could tell some jokes.
Yeah.
Alright, we'll do a couple of jokes. Then it's back, I'm telling you, they're too mean for this. It's a very nice room, it's a nice place. In Utah. Alright, so I considered becoming an alcoholic or getting a job, and I compromised and became a comic. Yes. But you get paid in drinks? What's the downside? Alright. There should be a website that tells you where to find the internet. That's what I think. Guys, this is just a little piece of advice. It's like a little bro advice. If you see a couple, maybe they're not like super like feeling on each other. Maybe, you know, you see them, they're together, but they're both kind of like, they're just like fuming or like, maybe not even arguing. Maybe it's just that awkward silence that we never experience as a couple. We're together, but we don't want to be. You can do them a favor. This is what you do. You go farther away from them. Keep them in sight. Then you approach, kind of approach, and as you're passing by, you turn. Say something misogynistic or mean. Say something sexist to the lady. The guy will bro up. Hey, bro, back off. Immediately back away. Leave. You just got him laid. Bro advice. It's terrible. Don't do that. This is a true story about yesterday. I was in Boise, and this woman, I hadn't met her, I was just standing with my dog. She comes up, she's like, I love your hair, can I touch it? I was like, I love your boobs, can I touch them? Yeah. We shouldn't put our kids in the Boy Scouts, we should put them in the Marines. So I just heard, this is pop culture, apparently we're going to war with cereal? What is going on with this world? There is nothing wrong with cereal. Obama, if you're checking my YouTube channel, leave cereal alone. First it was drugs, then the war on schools, now it's cereal. This isn't cool. Alright. I was writing this like joke. It wasn't really a joke. It was just like a kind of a sweet little thing. I was thinking about monogamy, like, oh, I like being monogamous. I love my wife. Wrote like a little material. So then my lady is like, we gotta look through your jokes. We gotta like weed them out. They get stale. Cut some jokes. So I go through, I read her the one joke. It's like, oh, I like monogamy because you know, it makes you responsible. Like I used to never get to my destination. I'd be walking, I might meet a lady. She's kind of interesting. 2 or 3 weeks pass. I'm in a new state. Now, like, I might meet a lady, but she's just not as interesting. Billy's like, that's not funny, cut that. Damn, Billy. Alright, I didn't cut it. I included it in the set. Is this a set? Is that what's on there? I can't get hired with dreads, and I totally want to, though. Jokes. People laugh about midgets, and I don't think it's funny. I don't think it's funny to laugh about midgets. To me, midgets aren't funny. Midgets are sexy. Don't laugh. I love midgets. Oh man, something about it. Anyway, alright. This just says, if your partner thinks ... question mark, it sounds like I'm gonna need an alibi for that joke. So we'll skip it. I can't go to parties anymore for the same reason. Like, I'm old enough that I need an alibi for the party. I'll see some people doing some stuff and it's like, Mom, I was in bed. Tell them I was in bed. It's fine. When a 16-year-old smokes you out, it never happened. And these are just jokes that, when posted on Facebook, cannot be constituted as evidence. It's not, it's not really a punchline. This is just wishful thinking. It's not cheating if she's just licking my balls. If it's funny, it's true. Alright. The penalty for welfare fraud is $250,000. And that's irony. You guys like staying positive? They just found a cure for AIDS. But either way. Alright. Should I tell my joke about how I want to fuck the bartender? No? Okay, so my wife actually writes a lot of my material. I got cramps, you guys. Silly. That's just ridiculous. Okay, so the thing about, we were just in Oregon. The thing about in Oregon, where some guy pumps your gas for you and you don't have to tip him. Do you have to tip him?
I don't know.
We don't know. The thing about it is, it's kind of great, but it makes you a dick. And the rest of the world where you drive up, just like roll down your window, fill it up, well here's a 20. In Oregon, that's just standard. Anywhere else, you're an asshole. The guy's smoking, like, obviously don't have a job. I'm a nihilist. I'm smoking at a gas station while holding an iPhone, obviously. I can't ever put it down. I feel rude, but I think it's just because I am. Alright. Let's see what else I got on this list. I was going to go back to rambling incoherently. Oh, this one says bad stoner advice. But I feel like in Utah, any advice is bad about being a stoner. Oh, did you hear about the gun instructor who died? He died when he was trying to teach a 9-year-old girl how to use an Uzi. I don't know what he was trying to teach her really, but I hope she learned it. I told you it was me. I admitted it before. Alright. Okay, I was in the Lost and Found in Vegas. Before I was there, I was outside of Lost and Found. And I was thinking, that's the Lost and Found. And I'm in Vegas. I don't know if we've established the scene of the story yet. It was Vegas. I was in a casino. Alright, so I see a sign, Lost and Found. And I'm like looking at my lady who wasn't across the room at the time, looking back, looking at my lady. Just give me a second. So I go in, I open the door. Let's see how long I can drag this story out. Open the door. Where am I? Goddamn right I am. So I go in and I walk up slowly, like approach really slowly. She's like, how are you? I'm okay, how are you? I'm not that well. She's like, well, can I help you? I lost a $25,000 chip. I don't know if someone turned in a $25,000 chip. She looks at me like, she's like, when did you lose it? She's like, no one has turned one in. I'm like, okay, I'll check back. Thank you, I'll end on that.